Friday, October 10, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Kane confronts Adam and Chelsea about the article, as Jill and Jack debate what the fallout will be. Meanwhile, Christine and Danny play marriage counselors for Lauren and Michael. At the jazz club, Christine's surprised to see Danny arrive. It turns out she's there to meet Lauren and he's meeting Michael. They're happily musing about getting a table together when the married couple arrives, fighting tooth and nail over Michael's lies. Lauren declares that she doesn't even want to be seated with her husband at the rock star's wedding. After they rehash their argument, and Michael fumes over Lauren faulting him for trying to avoid a crisis, Christine and Danny take their fighters to separate corners of the room. At the bar, Michael downs the Cosmo that Christine ordered for Lauren and grimaces. As Chris gets to work trying to get Michael to see Lauren's viewpoint on Victor, his wife rants to Danny across the room. The singer tries to assure her that Michael can take care of himself, but Lauren cries that the strain of worrying about Michael working for Victor has nearly broken their marriage. Danny reminds her they give each other space to be themselves and asks her to remember all the reasons she loves the attorney. As Danny works to soften Lauren, Christine uses the same tactics on Michael at the bar. He concedes his wife is amazing, fierce, independent, and the best mother. At Jabot, Jack tells Diane by phone that he's not surprised Victor went rogue with this De Leon story. They agree it's reckless and could cause Kane to retaliate. Jill walks in, warns she won't be in town for long, and urges him to make the most of her time. Jack worries about her health, but Jill says the only thing bothering her heart is Billy's rejection. Jack thinks he has reason to be upset with her. Jill concedes she could have handled the situation with Chancellor better. Jack admits he cut his brother loose as well, but Jill argues they can't turn their back on him when he needs them most. They snark about the ties that bind and sometimes choke, and Jill admits she has no idea how to get through to her son. Switching gears to Kane, Jack wonders if she can stop that train from going off the tracks. Talk turns to Newman Media's exposé, and Jill tells Jack that Lily read it and went for the jugular. The abbot worries this will incite Kane to attack. After some hand-wringing by Jack, Jill says she thinks she convinced Kane to make amends and not go after his perceived enemies. Good luck, we say, since at that very moment at Newman Media, Adam and Chelsea are congratulating themselves on the Kane story when the man himself walks in. Adam snarks, "Did you enjoy our article?" He wonders if Ashby wants to go on the record and calls him a sleazy conman's sleazy son. Kane claims it was fiction and vows to sue the hell out of Newman Media for defamation. Kane tries to compare Chelsea's history of cons with Colin, and Adam informs Kane that they stand by their story. Kane doubts he did any fact-checking, but instead blindly followed his daddy's orders. They spar verbally, and Adam suggests he brace for the onslaught of long-lost De Leon relatives coming to claim what they stole. Kane hopes Adam has good lawyers. On his way out, Ashby cryptically teases that he's going to have a new story for them, an exclusive for Chelsea with a very different outcome. Adam suggests if Kane wants to do something noble, he should give up that AI program. Kane needles him about poking the bear and finally leaves. Chelsea wonders what he's up to. Adam, who was once the most cunning and calculating character in Genoa City, has no idea. He'll have to run this by his father. On the Kane train, Phyllis finds herself alone. Kane appears, clearing his throat as she peruses his bookshelves. He accuses her of snooping, but she was looking for cards to play solitaire. She's surprised he's not blowing things up after the Newmans' latest move. As they settle on the sofas, she asks, "Is any of it true?" In the jazz club, Danny and Christine watch as Michael joins Lauren and apologizes for being sneaky and secretive. Lauren's sorry too for being so stubborn, but she'll always worry about his safety. She is proud of him for helping so many people they care about. Baldwin agrees to tell the truth, and his wife says she'll try to see things from his side too, even if it's about Victor. Christine and Danny applaud as they hug and kiss. Gathering together with Cosmos for everyone, Danny and Christine ask Michael to officiate their wedding, and Chris asks Lauren to be her matron of honor. Danny cracks that this wedding is going to rock on, and they all laugh and toast. At Jabot, Jill's not sure about the allegations about Colin, but he's certainly capable of it. She wants to believe that Kane had no part in it. She explains that Ashby fears his father was lying to him the whole time. He was proud that they built something legitimate. If that turns out to be a lie, everything Kane has will be burnt to ashes. Jack suggests that may be exactly what Kane needs. Adam and Chelsea arrive at Newman Enterprises, and Victor drops a rare compliment on them about their article. They announce that Ashby plans to sue. Victor couldn't care less. They warn that he's promised a very different type of story in the future. Victor muses that he's planning his next move. On the Kane train, Phillies wants to know where Kane draws the line because apparently he was with his father every step of the way through the con. Kane asks if she's still with him. She is. All the way. Kane declares that he doesn't want to talk about the article. He wants to change the way people think about him. Phillies asks, "Where do I fit in?" Friday, October 10, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Kane confronts Adam and Chelsea about the article, Jill and Jack debate what the fallout will be, and Christine and Danny try to save Lauren and Michael's marriage from collapsing under Victor's shadow. The jazz club buzzes with soft piano music and low laughter, the kind of night where couples linger over martinis and secrets. But not everyone in Genoa City is in the mood for jazz or forgiveness. Christine arrives first, stylish yet understated, her calm demeanor hiding the storm she's been navigating for days. She's surprised when Danny walks in behind her, both holding separate reservations, both with the same idea to meet old friends and offer advice. She smiles faintly. "You here for business or pleasure?" Danny grins that trademark smile that could still light up a stadium. "I was about to ask you the same thing. I'm meeting Michael." Guy sounded like he could use a drink. Christine's eyes widen. "I'm here for Lauren." They exchange a knowing look. "Well," Danny says with a sigh, "maybe fate's playing bartender tonight." Before they can settle in, the couple in question storms through the door, Lauren and Michael, bickering like the world might end before dessert. Michael's tie is crooked, Lauren's eyes are red from crying, and every word between them drips with hurt. "You lied to me again, Michael," Lauren snaps. "Do you think I wouldn't find out you've been taking calls from Victor behind my back?" Michael, voice rising, fires back. "I wasn't lying, I was protecting you from unnecessary stress. There's a difference." Lauren folds her arms. "Protecting me, or protecting yourself from another moral lecture about who you choose to represent?" Christine exchanges a look with Danny. This dinner might be a bigger rescue mission than they thought. Lauren tosses her purse onto the table and hisses, "You know what? I'll sit anywhere but next to my husband." Danny raises a brow. "At my wedding, I'd appreciate it if the guests at least sit on the same side of the aisle." Lauren glares but softens slightly at his playful tone. "You'll get your perfect day, Danny, but right now I don't even want to look at him." As Michael fumes, Christine gently takes his arm. "Come on, counselor, let's talk over here before the jazz band starts playing divorce songs." Danny leads Lauren the opposite way, each friend now acting as a makeshift marriage therapist. At the bar, Michael downs the Cosmo that Christine ordered for Lauren. The sweet pink drink clashes with his scowl. Christine hides a smile. "You know that's hers, right?" He grimaces, considerate compensation for emotional distress. Christine folds her hands, her tone careful but firm. "Michael, you know Lauren's not mad about Victor, she's scared. You're her world, and Victor Newman doesn't exactly have a reputation for keeping his allies intact." Michael sighs, the fight draining from him. "She acts like I'm volunteering for danger. I'm not some naive kid, Chris. I've dealt with Victor for decades. I know where the landmines are." Christine softens. Then tell her that, show her you're not hiding from her, just trying to protect the both of you. Across the room, Lauren vents to Danny, her voice cracking. He acts like Victor Newman's some misunderstood genius. The man destroys lives, Danny. He chews up loyalty and spits it out like it never existed. Danny nods, listening quietly. Michael's smart, Lauren. Maybe he's trying to manage Victor so no one else gets hurt, especially you. Lauren shakes her head. You're defending him. I'm reminding you, Danny says gently, why you fell in love with the man in the first place. The loyalty, the fire, the fight. The same passion that's making you furious right now is the same thing that made you love him. Lauren blinks back tears. You're good at this, rock star. Danny smiles. Years of love songs, you pick up a few tricks. By the time the band shifts into a slow ballad, both couples meet halfway. Michael offers his hand first. You were right, I should have told you. I hate that you think I'm choosing Victor over you. Lauren takes a breath. And I hate that I make you feel like you have to hide things from me. I'll always worry about you, Michael, but that's because I can't lose you. Christine and Danny glance at each other with quiet pride as the couple reconciles in front of them. Michael squeezes Lauren's hand. How about I make it up to you? I'll officiate Danny and Christine's wedding. That should prove I'm still the romantic in this duo. Christine beams. I was hoping you'd say that. Lauren laughs softly. And I'll be your matron of honor. Danny raises his glass. To love, loyalty, and maybe fewer secrets this time around. They all clink glasses, the tension finally melting into laughter. Meanwhile, across town at Jabot, Jack Abbott's office hums with its usual quiet luxury, framed photos, sleek furniture, and the scent of power. Jack is on the phone with Diane, his tone crisp. No, I'm not surprised, sweetheart, he says grimly. Victor went rogue again. This De Leon exposé, it's reckless. Kane's going to take it personally. Before Diane can reply, Jill bursts in like a storm cloud wearing diamonds. Don't hang up, I want a word with you, Jackie boy. Jack raises a brow. Jill, to what do I owe this ambush? I won't be in town long, she declares. So if you have something to say about that article or about me, now's the time. Jack sighs. I'm more concerned about you. Are you all right? You look. Jill smirks. Fabulous as always, but let's not pretend this isn't about Billy. Jack frowns. He's angry, Jill, maybe with reason. I know, she snaps, packing. I botched things with Chancellor. Maybe I pushed too hard, but I did it for him. Jack's expression softens. You and I both know the ties that bind this family can choke just as easily as they hold. Jill exhales sharply, and yet here I am still trying to reach him. They shift to the next topic, Kane. Jill's face darkens. Lily read that exposé and went for the jugular, she says. I told Kane to stay calm, to rise above it, but you know how that boy gets when he's cornered. Jack rubs his temples. If Kane retaliates, this could blow up the whole corporate landscape. Newman Media, Chancellor Jabot, everyone gets hit. Jill mutters, he swore to me he'd make amends. But Kane been unpredictable lately, and that worries me. Cut to Newman Media, where Adam and Chelsea are celebrating their latest victory. Another day, another scandal, Chelsea says, sipping coffee like it's champagne. Adam smirks. The truth sells, Chelsea. The De Leon story was pure gold. That's when the elevator dings and Kane Ashby steps out, all intensity and quiet fury. Adam's grin fades slightly. Well, speak of the devil. Kane crosses his arms. Enjoyed your little work of fiction, did you? Adam leans back in his chair. Every word. Care to go on the record this time or just threaten to sue like your father used to? Kane's tone drops dangerously. You printed lies. My father may have been a con, but I'm not him. Chelsea rises, trying to diffuse the tension. Kane, it's business, don't take it personally. Oh, I take it very personally, he growls. You painted me with the same brush you used for Colin. That's defamation, and I'll make sure you regret it. Adam tilts his head. You might want to check your facts before making threats. Maybe your dear old dad wasn't as clean as you think. Kane leans in, voice low. And maybe you're just like your father, arrogant, power-hungry, and blind to the wreckage you cause. They glare for a beat too long. Chelsea nervously interjects, let's not make headlines of our own. Kane smirks, oh, don't worry, Chelsea, you'll get an exclusive soon, a story with a very different ending. He walks out, leaving Adam with a nod of unease for the first time in months. Chelsea mutters, what do you think he meant? Adam frowns, no idea, but whatever it is, I'm running it by my father before this turns nuclear. Later that night, Phyllis lounges on the plush sofa aboard the Kane train, the sleek, mobile office that's equal parts headquarters and hideaway. Kane enters quietly, watching her sift through his bookshelves. Snooping, he asks. Phyllis smirks, looking for a deck of cards. Solitaire's safer than asking about your mood tonight. He chuckles dryly, smart woman. She finally looks at him, so is any of it true? Kane pauses, eyes shadowed. Some, enough to hurt, not enough to ruin me. Phyllis studies him carefully. You could go nuclear, you know, burn Newman Media to the ground. He shakes his head. That's what they expect. I'm done being the man people fear. I want to be the one they respect. Her voice softens, and where do I fit in? Kane smiles faintly, right beside me all the way. As they sit together, the hum of the train fades into silence, two outcasts, plotting redemption in a world that never forgives. Back at Newman Enterprises, Adam and Chelsea face Victor. Victor stands at the window, arms folded, surveying the city like a king over his empire. Adam says carefully, Ashby's planning to sue. Victor doesn't flinch, let him, truth can handle a lawsuit. Chelsea adds, he said he's preparing a different kind of story, one we might not like. Victor smirks, good, keeps the game interesting. Adam frowns, you're planning something, aren't you? Victor turns slowly, always. At Jabot, Jill sighs. I want to believe Kane had no part in Colin's mess. He worked so hard to build something real. If that turns out to be another lie, everything he's built will turn to ashes. Jack nods grimly, and maybe that's exactly what he needs, a clean slate. Later that night, Kane stands on the train's balcony looking out at the darkened city. Phyllis joins him, the wind tugging her hair. He whispers, they think they know my story, but I'm not finished yet. Phyllis slips her hand into his, then let's rewrite it. Their eyes meet, full of defiance and unspoken promises. Somewhere in Genoa City, the wheels of power turn again, love is mended, alliances are tested, and one man quietly vows that his next move will change everything. Tomorrow on The Young and the Restless, Kane's plan begins. Victor sets his trap, and Adam realizes too late that his biggest threat isn't outside Newman, it's already inside.